Hi everyone, it's Dina from Balance by Dina. Thank you for being here today and welcome to my studio. So I'm going to be doing a little mat class, Pilates mat class. This class is geared more toward an intermediate level or a level where you have already established a foundational Pilates practice so that I'm not going to constantly explain and review the fundamentals and the foundations. It is expected with this class, if you're going to embark on taking this class today, that you already have an understanding of the foundations and fundamentals of Pilates and that you have already been practicing Pilates for a while. This class will be done with no props whatsoever, just your body, your mind, your intention, my cues. Of course, a prop of a pillow under your head if need be to align your neck properly, as I've spoken about in past classes and will continue to speak about in the future. So that being said, let's get started. Remember to listen to your body first, me second. If you are unsure of something, just take a break. If you have an injury or something is not right, that you say, oh, I can't do that movement because of my knee or my shoulder, or my elbow, whatever it might be, just go and do any other exercise or sit it out or do a stretch if you'd like in the meantime. Okay, so we're going to sit nice and tall, finding nice deep breaths. Suggested breathing is in through the nose and out through the mouth. You're going to find a nice tall, long spine, squaring your shoulders over your hips, bringing the legs about hip-width apart, feet flat to the floor. Try to spread all 10 toe pads down to the floor. And again, I say it all the time, everybody's toe shape is different and foot shape, so just do the best you can to keep your feet solid on the ground. The insteps are connecting to the floor. You want both legs parallel to each other. We're going to grab a hold of those shins with both hands and lift that spine, lengthening from the base of your spine all the way out through the crown of the head, tips of the ears, nice deep breaths in through the nose. Encourage the length and the lift. Lifting the ribs off the hips, and as you exhale out through the mouth, keep that lift, but try to feel the waist contracting and the abdominal energies connecting as that abdominal current comes in toward the spine and up toward the sternum. Shoulders are just draping around the back body, the shoulder blades are just on the back ribs, nice and strong here, nice and tall, using a lot of arms to help you encourage the length and lift of your spine and your ribs. Finding that breath. Nice deep breathing. I'm going to come a little bit more toward the foot end of my mat so that when I finally roll down, I have that space behind me. You should do the same. Okay, here we are again. Check in with the feet and the legs. Find that breath. And what we're going to do here is just keep that posture as best as you can. Lift the right arm up, straight up toward the sky, next to your ear on the right side. Bring that arm back down. Try not to twist or drop your body. Bring the left arm up. Breathe. Bring the left hand back to the leg. Try not to move your body, just the arm. Feel your core connection through your breath. Nice deep breathing, whatever breath facilitates this movement for you. Nice and controlled. One more time, staying nice and tall. Beautiful. Here you're going to take both arms out in front of you, just a little bit higher than shoulder height, so about face height, maybe a little higher than your head. And here, keeping the legs parallel, hip width apart, feet solid. You're going to scoop that belly round through the lumbar spine, so tipping your pelvis back. Here, let's walk those feet a little closer to the body for a little more challenge as you roll down just to that flat part of the back of your pelvis, just above your butt cheeks, and then try to roll back up using your core connection. Sit tall at the top. Go ahead and grab a hold with both hands to lift the ribs and the spine and lengthening again. Stay tall. Once again, lift those arms up, maybe a little higher to challenge the back muscles, and roll through your spine. Don't drop into yourself. Roll through, rolling down to the lower back. Here, we're going to bring those elbows down to the mat, a little bit, maybe right underneath your shoulders. You're going to feel the energy here of the forearms on the mat, but the lift of the body. So when you're back here, try not to sink down like this. Try to stay lifted here. Good. Nice deep breaths. We're going to lift the right leg and lift the left leg. Here, we're going to just extend from the knee joint. The legs are a little angle away from your body with those thighs, so the knee is not directly over the hips. Nice deep breaths. Keep lifting out of that chest. Beautiful. We'll just go for about 2 more, so about, 5 or 6 of these. Try not to let the reach of the legs collapse your body. Keep that lift in your rib cage. Nice and controlled. Beautiful. We're going to bring those feet back down. Now here, I'm going to find a place where we can lift the right arm up without dropping or twisting to the left side. And then the left arm up. Bring the elbow and the forearm back down to the mat. Right arm, left arm. Keep that scoop in that belly. Left, now both arms. reach, tap down, reach, tap down, reach, tap down. Let's go for one more. Now reach those arms and roll the body up, stay in that C curve, and then slowly pull yourself up using your hands and your arms back to where we started. We're going to take that one more time. Actually, we're going to roll down one more time. Excuse me, and then we're going to roll all the way back after we pause down there. Okay, so find your breath. Deep breaths. Reach the hands out in front of you, whatever height works for you without missing your neck with your shoulders. And round that spine and roll down one segment of the spine at a time. Try to keep your feet down on the floor. Try to keep your legs parallel to each other. They are still hip width apart if possible. We're going to pause right here as soon as you get to that lowest back, right before the lowest rib goes down. Lift those arms up, but keep your eyes low. Stop your arms when the upper arms are right in front of your ears, and then roll down, feeling the ribs coming into the mat, feeling the rest of the body. Come down and stretch your body out nice and long. Beautiful. Here you're going to take a breather. You're going to take a nice long body stretch. I'm just going to take my top layer of my shirt off because it is warm up here this morning. So give me a moment here as I change my microphone. Sorry guys, a little warm today. Okay, another warm February day here. Okay, so here we are, lying down on the mat. Once you're down here on your back, you're going to find that neutral spine as best as you can. So bending the knees, placing the feet flat to the floor just to help you with the stabilization and the awareness of centering. You're going to feel the feet hip width apart and try to get the ankles where they're somewhat underneath your knees. They're not tucked all the way back, but they're not too far out in front of you. Okay, we're going to find that neutral spine as best as you can. Get into that best neutral and best center that you can. Even weight on both sides of your body. Nice deep breathing. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Once again, legs are hip width apart, feet are solid and flat on the floor. Here, we're going to take those arms up toward the opposite wall and maybe a little bit higher than your knees. Keep your shoulder blades nice and open on your back ribs, maybe pulling them back slightly. Find your breath. We're going to nod the nose and chin forward slightly, and we're going to lift up into a chest curl, tap the knees with the hands, and then slowly go back where you came from. The head goes last. Let's bring those arms up a little higher with us as we come down this time. Now, let's lift up, keep the arms reaching out of the trunk. Once you're up into a chest curl, tap the knees with the hands. Lift the hands back up first, and then lower the body. Keep the arms sticking and reaching straight out of the back body, even as you plug the arm bone back into the trunk socket. So don't be rounding here. Find the breath. Here we go. We're going to lift straight up with the chest, looking down to the knees with the eyes. Pull the belly flat, tap the knees, lift the arms, lower the body. Body goes straight up with a little curl into that lumbar without a really big rear tilt. Keep your eyes toward your legs. Head is the last thing down. See if you can bring those arms back overhead a little bit more on this one. Now here, see if you can bring those arms back where the upper arm is just in front of your ears. Okay, so not all the way down to the floor, even if you can go there. Maintain your neutral. Find the knitting of the ribs with each exhale. We're going to keep these just in front of the ears, and we're going to try to lift up here. Stop the trunk, continue the arms to tap the knees. Don't follow the hands with the eyes, keep looking at your legs. Bring your arms back where they started. Lower the body back down, keeping the arms right by your temples a little bit in front of your ears. Now to make sure the arms stay put, let's loop the thumbs together. So I'm looping my thumbs like this. Okay? We're going to squeeze the upper arms in toward the temples, just in front of the ears, so you can still see them in your peripheral vision. Keep your head between your arms as you lift up into that chest curl. Now stop the body. Tap the hands. Lift the hands. Lower the body. Good. Keep the arms just in front of your ears here. Again, up, tap, arms, body. Tap, arms, body. 3 more. Up, tap, arms, body. 1 more time. Up, tap, arms, body. Reach the arms all the way down to the floor. Open them out to the side. And turn your head to one side. Drop your legs here to the opposite side that you're facing with your head. So my face is to the left, my legs go to the right. Come back to center, pulling the waist into the mat. Take the head to the other side, the face to the other side, the legs opposite. And slowly roll through your waist, coming back into center. Nice deep breaths. Beautiful. Here we go. We're going to find the breath, find that neutral spine. Once you're ready, maintain your neutral spine, deepen your connection, and tabletop your legs. Arms are going to come up toward the ceiling. Going to come up into a chest curl as you extend the legs out away from the body at the same time. Up into the waist. Stretch, come back down. Reach the arms anywhere you want. They can come back overhead. Now here, option to rotate those thigh bones to Pilates stance as you come up. We're going to stay up on this one and go right into a double leg stretch. Get the waist down, pull the legs in, reach arms and legs, sweep it around. And 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, one more, and bring it in and lower down. Nice deep breath. Inhale, exhale. Find the floor with the feet, bringing them hip width apart and prepping the position for bridging. Find the breath that works for you, and when you're ready, shoulder base is nice and wide. We're going to pull through the waist, peeling off the mat, pressing into the feet, stretching the thigh energy away from you, all the body weight out of the neck into a nice neutral shoulder bridge. So don't pop up. We're going to stay in neutral here. Nice deep breathing. Inhale, exhale. Now from the neutral, we're going to roll back down, melting down just between the shoulder blades, the upper back. Feel both sides of the ribs melting into the floor, even as the spine imprints. Roll down and find your neutral pelvis. Inhale here, exhale. When you're ready, use what breath works for you, and press up, rolling up, articulating the spine up into a neutral shoulder bridge. Good, beautiful. Rolling back down. Feels beautiful to me. Hopefully it feels the same to you. Peeling, scooping the belly, engaging the back of the legs and the glutes, using the feet to press up. Make sure you're not gripping and thrusting, but you're squeezing and contracting, feeling everything working together. Feet and legs are hip width apart. You can go ahead and do a little forward tilt if you'd like to, as long as you don't pop your belly muscles out. Don't pull your front body away from the back body here. Rolling through, nice spinal articulation. Now here at the top, stop in your neutral shoulder bridge, and then lift the chest wall up. The breastplate, the sternum opens toward the ceiling as the shoulder blades draw back a little. Feel the hips and the thighs following into an extension of the spine just beyond neutral. Keep your chin in neutral. Try not to allow the chin to crush down to the throat. Your collarbones are going to rise naturally up toward your chin, so don't crush your neck. Nice deep breaths. Now pull that spine back into neutral while maintaining your bridge. Right here. Good. Now extend the spine beyond neutral, using the ribs, the waist, the back, the legs, and then pull that spine back up into neutral, maintaining the bridge. Inhale, exhale into extension beyond neutral. Reset your feet if needed. I just did. And then knit the ribs together, pull everything back to neutral. 2 more times like that. Open up toward the sky, an extension of the spine beyond neutral, and come back into neutral shoulder bridge. Last time, roll it up, lift it up, anchor through the feet, heavy in the feet, light in the chest, and roll back down. First, through the neutral, sorry. Now roll it back down all the way. Keep the shoulders nice and open. Try not to allow the chest to cave forward. Nice deep breath. Fabulous. Find the neutral here and tabletop one leg and then the other. Finding your breath. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, come up into a chest curl. Extend the legs and roll up to balance here on your tail, just behind your sit bones, or your butt bone, your butt cheeks, really. So we have that little scoop in the belly. We're coming into a version of teaser. Nice deep breaths. Try to keep your legs there and roll that body back down. Breathe. Reaching the arms overhead, anchor through the ribs. Inhale, exhale, roll back up. Try to send your hands towards your feet. I got a little quad cramp there if you just saw. Breathe. Beautiful. Now start to lower your body down. Stop when you're just above that, so that flat part of your pelvis here, of your rear hips. Keep scooping your belly. Roll down to the lowest back. Once the lowest back is connected and imprinted, start to lower the legs. Reach the arms. Lower the entire body. Everything arrives at the same time. Arch the back off the mat. Beautiful. Pull your spine back into neutral. Reach the arms up first for this version. Tuck the chin slightly, nodding it forward. Then lift your body and lift your legs. That quad is cramping on me again. I should have warmed up a little bit before I came up here to do this class. lift, good. Feel the little tremors if it's happening. Roll down. Imprint, heavy into that lower back, heavy into the waist and ribs, and lower down and stretch. Beautiful. Here, keeping your body in a nice long spine, long leg position. Bringing the heels together, we're going to go into Pilates stance. Thigh bones are rotating externally. You have about the space of your fist between the balls of your feet. Ankles can be flexed or pointed, so that's up to you. Pointed or flexed feet, wherever you want to go. Here we're going to reach the arms up to the sky. Nod the nose and chin forward slightly, and then really scoop your belly in. With my pocket. Scoop your belly in and float up for a roll up. Keep pulling your waist back, reaching your legs away. Breathe. Good. Now as you come up, stay round in the spine. Keep reaching the waist back even as you reach your torso forward. Try not to let your head drop below your arms. Lift up and over your legs. Point or flex your feet. Up to you. Now really send your heels away from you or your toes. Keep stretching those legs. Scoop your belly. Lift your chest energy even as you're rolling back down. And try to roll down as slowly as you can here. Really scoop into your belly. Squeezing into your glutes. Draw the breath deep. Inhale, exhale. We're going up slow. Arms can start back here. Arms can stay with the head or they can lead the way. Up to you. Roll it up again. Try to lift up and pull in at the same time. Don't do an old-fashioned gym class sit-up here. Stretch. Reach. Keep it round. Keep it round. Keep your ribs lifted up over your thighs. Roll back down. Don't be afraid to squeeze the butt and stretch those legs. Squeeze your core. Scoop your belly. Wrap those thigh bones with your tissues and muscles. Let's do one more nice and slow, okay? Inhale, prepare. I'm going to bring my arms up for this one again. Exhale, lifting the chest wall, scooping the belly, heavy in the hips, heavy in the hips, heavy in the hips, long and strong in the legs. Breathe. Scoop, pull the waist back as you reach your torso and your ribs forward. Nice deep breaths. Pull into your core here and think about pulling the front body to the back body as you stack your spine up nice and tall, squaring your shoulders over your hips at the top. Here we're going to do a nice little seated spine stretch forward. I'm going to flex my ankles, reach my waist back as I reach my ribs and my arms forward. Roll up, stacking the spine. One more time. Pulling the waist back, lifting up, out, and over your legs, and rolling back up. Take the legs a little wider than hip width at the feet, so they're maybe about the width of your mat. Here we're going to start with this nice spine stretch forward. So we're going to pull the waist energy in, up, and back. Scoop the belly in and up behind the ribs, and give me that nice spine stretch. Now, from your spine stretch, as you're flexed at the waist, start to flex forward from the hip joint too, and bring your ribs down over your thighs. Keep the round spine, reach the arms out of the back body, but keep pulling your waist and your ribs back as you continue to hollow your belly in and up behind your ribs. Keep pressing the heels, stretching the legs long and away from you. Now slide your hands, roll up, stack the spine. Bring the arms out alongside the body, outside the body, sorry, out to the sides, reaching the fingertips long. We're going to take a rotation. I want you to please imagine that your sitting bones and your heels are both, or four, sitting in a bed of cement. Do not move your legs or your hips as we rotate trunk, head, neck, and eyes. And we're going to use the waist to twist and pulse. 3, 2, 1. Lift tall, go through the center. No leaning. Keep even weight in both rear hips and both sitting bones. And pulse. Spread the hands away from each other. Please do the pulsing and the rotation from the waist, not from the arms or the chest wall and shoulder. Start from the waist up, rotating trunk, head, neck, and eyes. Everything from the waist down stays stable. Press the hands back. And again. Come back to center. Turn the palms down. Rotate the trunk, head, neck, and eyes. Now, once you can't go any further with the trunk, head, neck, and eyes, while maintaining stability and centering in your hips and your legs, you're going to aim the right pinky finger out toward the opposite corner of the room, where you're going to imagine that you're going to saw off your pinky toe with your pinky finger. But first, we're going to do a spine stretch forward. The head goes forward, so we're not going to lean. to the left. We're rotated to the left, but we're anchored in the center. We're heavy in the hips, we're heavy in the sitting bones. Feel free to rotate the back arm if you'd like. Feel free to grab a hold of your left ankle or foot, up to you. Whatever you want to do here, if you want to just keep sawing it off, breathe. Now pull the waist back and pulse 3, 2, 1. Roll up against the imaginary wall. Stack the spine, open the arms. Rotate to the other side. When you can't rotate anymore, take the left hand across the body so the pinky in the hand is aiming outside of that leg. Turn the back arm if you'd like to, or keep it where it is. Go through a spine stretch forward, head goes forward, crown of the head goes through between the legs as we take a rotation with a round spine, flexing at the hip as well. Deep breaths. And now pull through your waist, roll back up as you rotate through center, bringing the arms back out alongside the body. Bring your hands behind your head. Bring your legs together. Walk a little bit more toward the foot end of your mat. You can have your fingers interlaced, or one on top of the other, or just outside the skull. I like to have them interlaced and cup the skull with my hands. Here, I'm going to have you take your elbows forward, lift the ribs up and over, hollow the belly in and up behind the ribs, and go ahead and take a C curve of your spine, bringing your elbows to the top or sides of your knees. Now roll up again, stacking the spine here, coming up tall. Lean back in a neutral spine. Breathe, hinging open at the hips here without popping the belly. Then scoop the belly, round the spine. Feel this real scoop here in your lumbar. Bring the elbows forward, but press the skull into your hands, even as you get a little stretch in the back of the neck. Really scoop and roll down. Bring the arms down alongside you. Bend the knees, feet flat, center your spine, find your neutral. Nice deep breathing. Inhale, exhale. Here, I'm going to bring both legs to tabletop position. Come on up into a chest curl here. Bring the right leg in for a classic single leg stretch and switch. And switch. Heavy in the waist, heavy in the ribs. Nice and stable in the pelvis. The legs are moving separate from the pelvis. The body is not bouncing. Go right into a single straight leg stretch here. Flex the ankles at the top. Point as you switch. Flex, pull a little stretch. And switch. Bring your hands behind your head, both legs up to the sky, pointed or flexed feet up to you. Right leg up, left leg down. Stop that left foot where it's about face height and rotate trunk, head, neck, and eyes. Please don't rock or lean to the side. Come up through the center, legs pass each other. Rotate to the other side. Keep both shoulders off the mat. Explore pointing and flexing your feet. Breathe. Eyeballs go toward the direction that you're twisting. Look toward that elbow, but don't drop your head back. Breathe. Beautiful. Last time, both legs are going to come to center. Stay up in your curl. Lower those legs down away from you, only to the point where you don't pop your belly back or ribs, and then bring them back up to the start position. Maintain that neutral pelvis. Heavy into the waist. Heavy into the ribs. Draw the belly nice and deep. Bring them, don't swing them. That's what I say here. Gorgeous. Can we get one more in? Come on, get those ribs down. Get that waist down. Now breathe. Grab a hold behind your legs and slowly roll up. Open the legs out. Take a nice, feel good forward bend with wide legs. Open your legs up a little bit wider than the frame of the mat, and you find a feel good stretch. Nice. Come back to sit, knees bent, feet flat. This time squeeze the legs together and just roll yourself down with as much control as possible. One segment of the spine at a time. Back into neutral spine. Ready your feet into bridge position again. So getting ready for bridging, set the feet so that your legs are nice and strong. They're the base. They're the things that are keeping the hips up rather than a grippy butt. Find your breath, and this time we're going to articulate up and stay there. So find articulation, bending at the waist like we did before, peeling off one segment of the spine at a time, coming up into a neutral shoulder bridge. Keep your shoulder base wide. Your arms can stay down here. They can go out to the sides. They could roll up, or they could come to the ceiling if you'd like. Find breath as fast as you can. Trying not to tip to one side. We're going to lift the right foot, bringing that leg through to a tabletop position, and then up toward the ceiling. Nice deep breath. Flex and point the foot. Try not to dip to either side. Here, you're going to flex the ankle, lower the leg down only to the point where you don't move your body. Point as you bring the foot to the ceiling. Lower down with a flex, lift with a point. Lower with a flex. Next time I'll arrange the camera so you can see my foot in the sky here because I think it's cut off. I don't know how many. Maybe this is 3 or 4. Let's go for 2 more. Keep pressing into this left foot to keep your body from dropping. 1 more. Bend the knee. Place the foot back down. Redirect your energy. Reset your center. Pull the leg up. Flex and point the foot. The right foot and leg is on overtime now to really help you stay lifted in the hips. And flex. Lower this leg. Point. Lift. Flex and lower. Point and lift. Keep lifted from that right leg. Good. Let's do 2 more. Point. 1 more. Good. I'm feeling it. Hope you are. Bring the foot back down. Reset your bridge. Fix what needs to be fixed. Pull the hip bones together across the front of the pelvis internally. Feel the scoop of the belly. Feel the back of the legs and the butt. We're going to tap down in a neutral spine. So this time we're not going to articulate and roll down. We're not going to imprint the lower back. We're just going to tap the butt and lift. Just as you feel that connection, back up. The feet and the legs are the things that are lifting you. Feel the squeezing together of the sitting bones without thrusting of the hips to the ceiling. So we're flexing and extending from this hip joint here, keeping that pelvis in a nice neutral position. Keep the legs parallel to each other. I forgot to mention when we came down, when I did say set up the bridge, that they were hip width apart. So hopefully you are hip distance apart with your feet. If they're together, it's just going to burn more. That's okay. Okay? Let's go for 2. No idea how many. 1 more. Now stay up at the top. Here we're going to articulate. I'm going to move my arms out of the way just so you can see the spinal articulation here. So I'm going to roll down here just to the lowest rib, right before my back of my belly button wants to come down. And then I'm going to roll back up to that neutral. Got it? Roll down, spreading the ribs, and roll back up. So effectively, you're really just rolling down to the lowest rib here. And roll it back up. And roll. Try to keep your shoulders nice and open. Good. Come on, roll back down. Here, just really feel the ribs heavy, heavy, heavy. Your pelvis is in a rear tilt. Your glutes and hamstrings are on overtime. And of course, your core is working. We're going to go for 3 more. Back up to neutral. 2, keep those knees parallel to each other. Keep your feet real solid. We don't have any props on this class, so pretend there's something between your knees that you don't want to drop and you don't want to crush. Let's roll down now. 1 segment of the spine at a time. Feel the ribs imprint. Now feel the back of your waist come down, your belly button. Feel the lower back. Feel the rear hips. And then the pelvis returns to neutral. Beautiful. I'm going to bring those knees in toward the chest, and you're going to rock it up. Good. I'm going to have a sip of water here before we come into the next segment. Excuse me. Drink up cups. Okay, so here we're going to come onto hands and knees. We're going to work a little core balance or core control. Set my wire in here. Okay, hands and knees. Hands are a little wider than shoulder width apart, and maybe a little bit in front of your shoulders. We're going to try to find the best neutral spine here. So make sure you're not in this hyperextended spine, so you're dropping into your ribs or your shoulders. Lift up and feel your skeleton nice and strong. Here we're going to take that right leg back, bringing the foot where it's about the height of your butt cheek, okay? So about hip height here. Keep the left knee right under the hip, and let's take that left arm out to the side of your body like a letter T. Try not to tip. Try to stay as squared and centered as possible. Here we're going to just take that right knee down to tap the mat, right back, pressing out to the heel. Feel free to add a tap of that left hand and then lift it as the leg goes out. Maintain center and stabilization in your body. Try not to rock. 4, you can keep the left hand down on the mat too if you'd like. 5, 6, 7, 1 more, On 8, we are going to hold for a breath, then we're going to take that left hand down. Reset any energy that you need to and press the right toe pads into the floor. Square off, lift the left foot back behind you a little higher than your body. Here, roll forward onto the balls, the toes, the pads of the toes on the right foot. So we roll forward and back. 3, stay nice and heavy in those toes. Squeeze the thigh bones. Squeeze the thigh muscles around the bone. Pull the front of your thigh to the back of your thigh. Last time, bring the left foot down, holding a nice high plank here. Breathe. Press the heel energy back. Slowly tuck, round, come down to the knees. Bring your feet together, knees apart, and stretch back. Nice extended toes, wide knees, bring your hands up. How do you feel? I hope you're feeling good. And I hope you were feeling that, because I certainly was. Okay. I'm going to have a little more water. I'm thirsty here. Okay. The other side, I always make the joke. You have 2 legs. Good news is you have 2 legs. Bad news is you have to do the same thing on the other side. So let's try to find that center. Okay, once again. Fabulous. Find the neutral. Scoop the belly in and up. Find the best place for you to be as you bring that left leg behind you, right hand out. Here, we're going to bend the knee, maintain the stabilization in the spine, especially the pelvis, and the neck. Stretch back through the heel. Think of that heel reaching away from the shoulder and reaching away from the ear. Bring it in only as far as you can without rounding your spine or compromising your center. So that one just before, I didn't come in as far as I could have. I think this is about number 5 maybe. Let's do 2 more. I'm getting a little shaky in my left arm. That little shoulder injury is not happy, but it's doing pretty well. So I'm going to push through this. Breathe. Gorgeous. Now bring the hand down. Left toes into the mat. Right toes are up. Wrap that left thigh bone and roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we did 6 or somewhere around there on the other side. Both feet down, find the plank, hold, legs together or apart, tuck the tail under to neutral, lengthen out, fix what needs to be fixed, and tuck, round. This time keep your knees together if you can. Walk back from your ribs to the thighs. Hands come back, head comes down. It's like a shell pose, if you will, or almost a full child's pose. Move back up, coming all the way up onto your knees. Let me make an adjustment here on the camera, right? Is that good? Okay, so we're going to do thigh stretch while we're here. So, finding your way up onto your knees, we're going to tuck the tail under here, lift the pubic bone toward the sternum. Nice deep breaths, knit the ribs together. My knees are hip width apart, as are my feet. Arms at chest height, keep the body in one straight line and lean back from the knee joint and come forward. You can do anything you want with your arms here. Explore. You can do a chest expansion with the arms if you want. Keep squeezing the glutes under. Rolling that pelvis under. Got a little cat cramp now. Oh, before was a quad, now over here. Okay. Pull and come up. Now this last one, we're going to stay back. Neutral spine. Bring the hands behind the head and open up into a little bit of a back arch here. Pull back into neutral. Stay back of center. The thorax opens into an extension in the back. Or actually the breastplate or the chest opens. And one more time.
and hands and knees. Press your toe pads into the floor and press up and back into a nice inverted V pose. Pressing back with the hands, wrapping the shoulder blade energy around to the armpits. Take a downward facing dog. Now, round the spine, but don't go forward. Round the lumbar and lift up onto the heels. Onto the balls of the feet, sorry, lift the heels. Keep the big toe mound and big toe ball of the foot down, big toe crease down. And hike the hips, hike the hips, hike the hips, hike the heels, hike the hips, pull the heels toward the butt. Last two, last one, and round your spine and roll the shoulders around and come to rest. Roll it out. Beautiful. Okay, here we're going to go on to side lying. So we're going to take it down to the left side, right leg on top. Today I'd like you to have your head resting on your arm so we have a completely neutral spine. Stack your hips, pull the front and back body together. Pilates stance with the legs, okay? Bottom leg is really grounding and stretching and lengthening. Top leg is lengthening as well. We keep a lot of space here between the ribs and the hips. No hiking here, okay? Try not to push down heavy into the bottom ribs. Try to feel that they're lifting. For more challenge, the top arm comes here, 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 and here. Otherwise, keep it down on the floor to help you stabilize. We're going to flex the right ankle as we lift the leg up only as high as you can without rolling back or losing this space in your waist. Okay? And 3, keep both legs really long. No picking. It's a lift and a lower. 5, 6, 7. One more, please. Beautiful. Now hold, bringing the leg up about shoulder height with the foot. Bring the bottom leg to meet it. Lock in. Tuck your tail under. Pull your waist back. Knit your ribs together, making sure the feet don't float behind you. And we're going to tap them small. 10 of these. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, we're going to take the bottom leg forward just a little bit to the front edge of the mat. We're going to take this top leg and we're going to reach it back for an extension of the thigh or hip. But don't pop your ribs or roll your body forward. Keep your body in place. This leg is going to move from the hip joint. We're going to flex the ankle, bring it forward, trying to keep the thigh at the same height the whole time. Don't let it drop down and don't let it pop up. We go back only as far as we can without losing that neutral. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the ribs, pulse for 2. Flex the ankle, bring it forward, head hip height. As far as you can without tucking or rounding your spine, pulse for 2. The leg should be moving independently of the rest of the body, so it's like a disassociation here. Thigh movement. Try not to tuck the hips. Keep your pelvis neutral. Pulse for 2. Back. 4, 2. Front, 2. Back for 5. Pulse, 2. Front, pulse, 2. We're going to go for 6, so this is the last one here. 1, 2. 1, 2. Good. Now bring it back into the hip line. Bring the bottom leg back underneath. Find your neutral. Get everything up, and we're going to split the legs here, keeping the bottom leg off the floor. Use your hand on the floor for support as needed. Really stabilize through your ribs and your waist. Switching. 3 of these. Switching. Stabilize your hips. Come on. Keep that bottom leg off the floor. Last time. Oh, yeah. Now stop here. Let the feet come to rest. Reach the arms overhead. Keep stretching and take a little rotation here. And just take a nice feel good stretch. Beautiful. Here we're going to roll right onto our belly. And before we go to the other side. Okay, my little mic pack came off, so I'm going to fix that. Okie dokie. I'm going to bring those arms out in front of you. A little wider than shoulder width apart, a little wider than the width of your mat, perhaps, depending on how wide your mat is, of course. Bring your feet about hip width apart or wider on the mat. Draw your pelvis into a rear tilt of bringing that pelvis under. You're going to roll it under so that you can get to neutral or even a little bit more of a rear tilt. Okay, so we're squeezing into the glutes. We're activating the glutes. We're lifting the sitting bones in. We're drawing them in toward each other and up toward the lower back. We're lengthening that abdominal wall We're feeling that we're not digging down, but we're lengthening up and forward, keeping the feet on the mat. Here, we're going to lift just so the lowest rib is still on the mat. Lift the right hand up without rocking the body. Lift the left hand up. Try not to rock side to side. Both forearms are off the floor the whole time. Use your back muscles here and your core muscles of the front and back body actually to keep your trunk chest wall lifted. Pull your belly in. Don't let the weight get heavier on the back body. You're heavy into the hips, but you're not sinking. Bring the arms behind you, reaching your fingertips toward your ankles. Here, lift the legs up. Tap the heels together. Then take the legs out to the width you started and tap them down without resting. Up, squeeze together, add the arms out, down. Palms can be in, up, or down. Here, we're going to add the chest wall as we lift a little higher. As we go out, we lower down, the nose just hovers, everything lifts up, everything lengthens and squeezes. Out, tap, up, and in. Keep everything long. Again. That's fine. Bring the arms around, legs are open, hands come back to the floor, feet come down. We finish where we started in this nice little extension here, little swan prep perhaps, or a cobra prep. Bringing the elbows underneath you, right underneath your shoulders. Squeeze into your abdominals, pull the abdominal wall back toward the spine. Tuck, round, and walk it back. Roll it on up to sit. We're going to come down to the other side. So I'm going to still face you guys. And I'm going to come down to my right side. Moving this mic pack and setting us selves back up into neutral here. Okay? Okay. Sorry. Pilates stance, hand anywhere you want it to be. Keep the space. You know the rules. I shouldn't have to keep telling you, but of course, sometimes we need a reminder, right? Left ankle, straight and roll. 4. Keep a lot of space right here between the ribs and the hips. I don't know if that was 6 or 7, so I'm going to do 2 more. Keep both legs really long. The bottom foot and leg are really active and lengthened. Beautiful. Here, you're going to keep this leg nice and long. Lift the foot about shoulder height. Bring the bottom leg to meet. Tuck in. Make sure the legs don't go behind you. Try to feel your body in a straight line in 10 little taps. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gorgeous. Here, we're going to take the top leg back a little bit, bring the bottom leg forward and down, and we're going to go for our flexion extension of the hip. So remember, don't pop the ribs or roll forward. Nothing moves here, just the leg. So we're going to squeeze the glutes as we pulse back. Keep the leg the same height, try to anyway. Flex and point. Pelvis doesn't move. Squeeze back, pulse 2. Bring it forward, this is 2. Reach it back. 3, 2, and front 2. 4, 2, really tighten up the waist and the ribs. 5, 2, front 2, 6, 2, front 2. We did 6. Now bring both legs back into the line of your body where you're in that straight line. Top leg back, bottom leg forward. Try to maintain stability in the waist, in the hips, and in the rest of the spine, including the ribs and the neck. I love this one. It's hard if you do it right. And keep the top leg back, bottom leg forward, and now rest them down and take a beautiful stretch. Rotate if you'd like to from the waist, running those legs kind of crisscross. Beautiful. Gorgeous. We're going to take your way back up. Just sit. Staying here With your legs over to the left, the right foot is in front of the left thigh. The left foot is back by your butt. You're going to try to square your shoulders over your hips as much as you can. If this is not okay for your hips or your back or your knees, then just sit in a cross-legged seat or any other position. You're going to take the arms out to the sides, take the left hand down to grab the hold of that ankle, right arm up, and take a nice little side stretch. Now, just because we're going over to the left, try not to crush down into the left or drop. Try to lift up and over with that stretch. Now, slowly come back to center, arms are out to the side. We're going to lift the ribs up, out, and over. Keep the head in line with the rest of the spine. Until you find the floor with that right hand, slide it away, reach over. Don't drop into that right armpit. We're going to rotate, bringing the left hand down, walk the right hand to the right a little bit, and stretch both arms and hands away, bringing the nose or forehead down toward the floor. Good. Here, you can walk back, or you can just open up to the left. Bring the right hand back in line with the shoulder. Now, try to really reach the fingertips. I'm going to walk up to my right fingertip, trying to keep the neck in line with the rest of the spine. Grab into your core and your waist here to hold your body on this little tilt here, and then come back. Take this little mermaid stretch again. This time, bring the hand to the back of your skull. Lift out of the ribs on both sides. Then rotate and flex forward. Lift all the way up from the base of your spine and the base of your ribs. Last time, open the arms out to the side. Shift, lift and lean, shift and lift and lean. Now, if you feel like you want to reach this right leg out, you can. Find the floor with the right hand and then the left hand. Walk the hands wider apart and take a nice stretch here. To come back up, we're going to bend the back knee if you did straighten the leg. I'm going to use both hands to just walk my way up right now and let the head come last. And come up to center. Sweep the legs around to the other side and zip right into it. A nice open stretch on both sides. Open, lean, stretch. Take that side bend, and if you want to rotate, walk the hands out and rotate. Reach the right pinky finger away from the hip and the ribs. Open up. Walk the left hand back in line with the shoulder on the floor, and then lift. Lengthen, use the core. Reach, tuck up into that shell. Lift and float out of the shell. Open, lean. Reach and stretch. Go ahead and stretch the leg if you'd like. And then come out of it. Bend that back knee, the top leg. Walk your hands up. Let the head come. Beautiful. We're going to take it to hands and knees to finish up here. So once again, find the place where you're on all fours. Hands come right under the shoulders this time. Find the neutral spine. We're going to start articulation of the spine from the lumbar here. So I'm going to aim my sitting bones to look down toward my glutes as I really scoop into the back, out of the arms. Imagine that I'm floating away from the floor. Nice round spine. Lengthen out through the neck. Straight back into your shoulders. Give you a nice spinal extension here. Beautiful back arch. They lift around you. Aim the sitting bones toward each other, down toward the back of the legs and the thighs, and tuck under, roll and round up. Try not to shift your body weight forward or back a bit. Lengthen the spine through neutral. Keep lifting out of your arms and through your bones of your skeleton. Everything coming together and floating up, not dropping. Press the toe pads into the floor, walking back onto the fingertips and the toes. Here we're going to lift the hips and bring the heels down. Keep the knees bent so your ribs are on your thighs now. Then we're going to come into a forward bend here. So whatever forward bend feels good for you. I'm adjusting my feet and my legs so they're about hip width apart now. Then I'm going to just take a fold over my legs here. Myself. Remember the rules. If you can't be upside down, don't go there. Here we're going to bend the knees, round the spine, a nice fluid, liquid spine, and loosey-goosey arms, but tight core connection. Drawing your sitting bones together, pulling the front of your thighs to the back of your thighs. as you carefully stack your spine and come up to stand. Once again, I'm going to cut off here because of how I positioned the camera. So anyway, once you get up there, shake it all out, do your thing, sweep the arms, shake your body, nice deep breaths here. Ah, so this class is finished. I hope you had fun. I hope, I know I mess up on cueing a lot. Not a lot, but I do, it happens. Like sometimes I say left arm and right leg when I mean the opposite. But I'm sure you were able to follow. I hope so. So have a great day, the rest of your day. Thanks for joining me. Let me know what else you want to see. I'm going to be putting a lot more classes up in the coming weeks and months, especially leading into the spring. So that's it. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you feel great. Stay low and strong. Beautiful people. Be balanced. Peace out. Ciao for now.